happy January. I hope you've had a great start to the year. Mine's been a bit stressful, but I feel like things are calming down finally. And yeah, I've had a lovely weekend. It was quiet and calm. It's been really cold, like freezing. I went for a walk this morning and it was just like -3 degrees Celsius, I believe. And it was absolutely beautiful, you know, every single branch was like frozen and covered in frost, and it was magical. And so then I was invited to a friend's house, and I just came back, and there's one thing left that I'd like to do this weekend, which is to paint a postcard for my grandma. It's her birthday next week, and you just can't give her any presents, she won't accept it. So the only thing that I can do is to paint or draw something which she will appreciate, I'm quite sure. And I already picked out what I would like to draw, which is these roses. I think she'd like that. So I'm going to get started. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use gouache or maybe aquarelle. Personally, I'd tend to use gouache, but I think she might prefer sort of a more delicate style using aquarelle. I'm not quite sure. So I'll just get started and see what I can do now. Painting with aquarelle was quite interesting because I realised it had such an impact on my style. It was so much more realistic and precise, whereas I'm usually more drawn to gouache and a more impressionist style. It's really my favourite style, impressionism. And so it was really great to see that even though I don't practice drawing with so much detail anymore, I'm still able to produce a drawing that is quite delicate and detailed. And you know, it really makes me think about going back to do more pencil drawings as well, because this is what I used to do as a teen. There's so much simplicity to it because you just use a pencil and a sheet of paper, and yet there's so much precision to it as well. Well, we'll see what the new year has in store. It's Tuesday already. I didn't talk to you yesterday because Monday is usually the busiest day of the week for me. I stay at work longer, and then I went grocery shopping, and I also went to get one of my packages that was still missing, and I haven't even opened it yet. I got this one in, which I was wondering where my package was because I'd been waiting for it for a while. And it was actually, it's like crazy how many stores these days have a post office sort of station. And it was in a store that sells Asian food, and so I got some yuzu tea, and it's delicious, I really like it. And yeah, the package I got is a book I ordered, so I'm going to open it now because I'm really looking forward to this one. Hold on, where does it open? So I recently watched a Netflix series, Lupin, which is a French TV series but inspired by a series of books that was written in the early 20th century by Maurice Leblanc. And I realised that we had the first part of the series, like the book series, at home, and because French books are so cheap, really, especially paperbacks, I ordered the next three parts of the series, and so this was the last one missing, L'Aiguille Creuse, and it's set in Normandy, and the French side of my family is from Normandy originally. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one. It's actually quite enjoyable. Hold on, I'm currently reading, as I said, the first part in the series, which you can see this is an old edition, and this is from my father. He got this in the 90s, and look what it looks like now. It's so different. Even the size has changed slightly, but still. And I don't really like that. I hate when in a series, in a book series that you own, the sizes are different. And it's just, I don't particularly like the layout of this modern edition. It's too sort of small, like the writing, the font is really small. Anyways, but I got it now. And also yesterday I went grocery shopping, and I also got a frame for my grandma, because I really wanted to have this little painting framed. I don't want to give her this little painting like this without anything for her to put in her home, in her house. And so I got this little wooden frame, which I think is quite lovely. First I was a bit disappointed by the frames they had installed, but then I was like, well, why not sort of a very neutral wooden frame? I think that actually fits quite well. So I'm going to, what I'm going to do now, I still have quite a bit of things to do actually, but I'm definitely going to take you along when I be leaving on Thursday, so the day after tomorrow. I'm going also to hopefully go to Munich as well to see an exhibition about William Turner, which I really would love to go, and we'll see how this all develops and what I'm going to show you and what I'm going to be able to share. Yeah, I'm really trying to sort of vlog during my everyday life, which is kind of tough sometimes because, well, I work and I study and I have, well, you know, everyday life. It's just, there's always a lot of stuff to do. So yeah, thanks for being here. Hey, I'm back home. I want to show you the books that I got while I was in Munich. So of course when I'm in the bigger city or anywhere I can have access to an English bookstore, I have to go, obviously, and check it out. And I went to one that is, I think it's near university, I'm not quite sure. But anyways, it had a great selection of books, different genres, and I was lucky enough to find two poetry collections that I've been looking to find, which are from the Sterling Publishing House. I own two short story collections, Christmas with Lisa May Elkett and also Christmas with Ella Montgomery by the publishing house, and so I checked it out online, and they have some other small either short story or poetry collections, and so I got Poems for Morning and Poems on Nature. And I mean, oh gosh, I honestly, it's a little too bright for me, these covers. They're really pretty, but it's just very much in your face and doesn't really fit my sort of winter seasonal mood at the moment. But yeah, the great thing about these is that not only are they very small, as you can see, they only have about 50 pages, but you can read poems by many different authors, like, for example, Emily Dickinson, William Wordsworth, John Keats, Percy Shelley and many more, and you do not have to choose one particular author. Just kind of gives you an overview of the poetry that is available, and if you like one you can just go ahead and dig deeper. And so while I was on the train back home, I read almost entirely actually the poems on nature. And when I read it, I realised that 2 of these were from one of my seminars at uni, which was really crazy because I hadn't read them in such a long time, and reading them reminded me of sitting there, analysing them and writing my thesis, and it was just sort of a weird flashback and coincidence to find it in here. It's obviously very fitting because it's To Skylark by Percy Shelley. And the other one, Poems for Morning, I thought this could be a great one to just, you know, when you have the time, so during the weekends, read a poem every morning until you finish this as a collection. Yeah, I also got another book, a children's book, because that's one of my favourite genres actually, is Winnie the Pooh. I've been looking to find an edition that would be illustrated, and so I found this one, and it really is so cute. I really like the illustrations, they're totally adorable, and I'm really looking forward to read it. Again, I can't believe I picked, well yeah, I mean I was looking for this book, but I can't believe I picked an edition which has such a bright yellow background. I think it's great to have this in contrast to the black and white illustration on the front of the cover, so yeah, it's still cute, though it's all bright, again, for my taste. So I'm really looking forward to read this one as well. There's so many books I want to read this year and I really can't choose, and I'm not fast enough, like I'm a rather slow reader. Anyways, last but not least, I also found another bookstore, a little book journal, which is very small, as you can see. It has beautiful golden lettering and ornaments on the cover, which I really like. It sort of has a vintage look to it, and it basically just is a little journal where you can record all of the books you read that year, or actually this will be enough for a couple of years for me, because it says that it has about like 70 pages, and so you have 1 page for each book, and so this will last me I think about 3-ish years probably, if I continue to read approximately 25 books a year. So yeah, it will last me quite some time, and it just really is nice because it's very simple in style but still pretty to look at, and I think it would be nice to have something to sort of just jot down some thoughts on the book and not just have, I have a list on my phone, which is very handy because I can just check what I read last year or the year before that, or even like back to 2020 when I started my reading lists. So yeah, I really am looking forward to writing down all of the books that I read this year and the years to come. I also, while I was at my grandma's, read quite a bit because, to be honest, there's not that much to do, so I brought one book that I'd started before, which is the, I think I mentioned it before in this video, the first book in the Ascend Pound series. So I finished that on the way there, and during my stay and on the way back I read quite a bit of the next book I wanted to read, which is Lessons in Chemistry. And again, this is such a bright cover, I don't know what's going on, but I really am picking colourful covers at the moment for some reason. Anyway, so this Lessons in Chemistry is the book that I picked with 2 of my friends. We are reading books together. I wouldn't say, are we a book club? No, we're just 3 people, that's not that much, but we read books together and we have been for about 3 years now, which is crazy. And I'm so happy we kept doing this because it's so nice to just sit together and talk about the books and talk about some different topics that will appear in books we read. So honestly, I really am enjoying it so far. So the writing style is really nice and easy to read, and it has lots of funny, thoughtful moments and commentary on society and women in society, because this is set in the 1950s and then moving on I think to 1960s. So yeah, I really am enjoying this so far, and I'm looking forward and I'm curious to see where this is leading, because it's actually, it says on the cover and you can see this little TV, which I think is really well made. This cover is great, even though it's that price. But it's actually about her, the main character of the story, Elizabeth Zott. She's going to be a TV star in a cooking show. And I'm really looking forward to come to this part of the story, because so far we only have the backstory of how she's going to get there. So yeah, really looking forward to this one and to continue reading. I do believe I'm going to wrap the vlog here because it's really like end of January and I'd like to finish the video for you to see. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.